Ba-ba-ba-ba.
We're loving it.
All right. Can I get the confirmation if everyone is fucking ready?
I'm ready.
We
God
said
Yes,
damn.
sir.
ready.
God damn!
We're ready.
We're ready. We
Fucking
did
bitch.
this.
I think
Play
I
the
want
game.
to
What a
say it in the
prick.
SpongeBob voice. I'm ready, or something bullshit like that.
I'm keeping this in the video.
Fucking let's go.
The chaos subsides.
He's stalling at this point.
In that case, we shall open our eyes once again to the world of Icewindale, where last we left us, we had met 4 of our adventurer: Damon, a ranger a rancher within the town of Lonelywood, keeping Axbeak within his domain, making sure that they're well kept and sold to the right people. We also met a paladin by the name of Peppy, who live currently with Damon. Her quest is unknown by most, and she has arrived a few days ago in the town of Lonelywood too. And we met another individual, tall, rather broad, with an axe and a mask, by the name of Axe. She is a lumber who speak a little word. She's itself mysterious. And lastly, we had met a last individual, a druid by the name of Nerida. Coming from her circle, she aimed to arrive into the town of Lonelywood where the rest of the group was. Unfortunately for most, especially Damon, through the night there had been a ruckus. Exploring outside and venturing to investigate, he had found that one of his bird had been stolen. A great hole being destroyed within his ranch, or not ranch, but within his ranch, yes, as well as his fence. Following the track, he found to have a crack cat, a particular long one, escaping with his bird in his mouth. Axe, on the other hand, also found another crack cat, a white one. Oh, I'm being echoed. Test. Okay, weird. But yeah, Axe had found that the crack cat had passed through her backyard, causing another ruckus too. She decided to chase after it as she saw Damon also chase after the other pair. Peppy remained home at the home of Damon to watch on the birds, make sure that they do not escape. And while Axe and Damon continued their chase within the forest, they met Nerida on her way to reach town, who followed them into the hunt. This hunt led them to an icy plain, a great sheet of ice, perhaps a lake frozen long ago. They ventured forth within a blizzard, and there stood, far away from them, the 2 crack cat. One of them eating Damon's bird, unfortunately unable to be saved. They attempted to stop it. The crack cat, the largest of the one, jumping onto Damon, attempting to take a bite at him, to attack him. And during their short duel, Damon had heard it speak, exchanging word with him. Frightening sight, frightening thought. While Axe, as well as Nerida, attempted to grab onto the beast, managing to take a hold of them and posing it from the carcass of the bird. But it was soon after that our group realized, those 3 individuals realized, that something nearby was lurking. And as a great wind, frost, crashing onto them, they saw the beast frozen in place, the one Damon was being attacked by, covered in ice. And in the very distance, they saw the great evil that lurked, tall, menacing, and easily recognizable. They each saw the figure of Oriel, the deity of internal cruel winter. And this is where we'll pick up. Axe, you stand laid, the cracked cat in your hand, and you watch as Oriel witness you from afar, her eyes black, voided, emptied, much like a bird, simply watching over your direction, and you being you, this particular individual that you find yourself to be, you can feel that a certain disdain for you is being sent forward. It is neither rage, neither wrath, it is simply disgust as what you are. And being witnessed by Oriel in such a way, this deity that stands in front of you, you are being shaken to your core as you feel her eyes simply watch every step of your unmoving body. Would you please make me a wisdom saving throw? Sorry, a constitution saving throw.
Can do. $19.
You feel yourself attempt to control your body for a brief moment, but you find yourself unable. Your last meal comes up to your throat, and you puke in fear of what she is in front. The very disgust she has for you, you feel at the very moment. You gain one level of exhaustion and are afraid. Narita, you stand next to Axe, who you see convulse, throw up. He has been weakened in some way. And your eyes also meet that of Oriel. You've heard tell of her. The eternal winter. Winter's cruelty made flesh. You do not know about the feeling of divination. You do not have a connection with a god, you know nature most. And you see this perversion of it. You can feel through your boots, through your bone, how much in pain this land around her is. It cries silently. It cannot speak, cannot scream. It is simply in pain. Would you please make a wisdom saving throw?
Seven.
Much like your friend nearby, your last meal comes up your throat. You feel it spurting out of your mouth, and you are left exhausted from the mental tool of nature yelling onto you, begging you to save it, and yet unable to withstand the very being in front of you. You are exhausted and frightened. Damon, you can feel it once more. The last dealing you had with her. Your pain research, your wound reopen from it, your heart screams. You remember that distant night, not so long ago. Oriel, having taken from you what you loved most. She begins to approach, and as she does, Make me a Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, much like your companion, you fall prone. Your last meal simply leaving you. And unfortunately for you, it is not over as you gain one level of exhaustion and are frightened. For as she approach, you feel what other couldn't. For you are versed in sensing divinity around you. You're aware of it, you know its feeling. You have a god. You know of its grace, you know of its warmth. But Oriel's cold is overwhelming, has her godhood herself wash over you. You can feel through your bone, through your skin, almost your fate dissipating nearly. Would you please make your wisdom saving throw? Unfortunately for you, you gain a god-fearing emotion within you. You gain another level of fear. You become paralyzed and gain another exhaustion. What happened? Did my music stop? Did it stop? Was it just... Oh no, it's just wind now. Okay. Well, sorry about it. Oriel approach as each of you fall prone in pain. You can hear word within the wind being carried. Do any of you speak Celestial? So only Damon, I think, correct? Damon, you hear the following. What a sorry sight. Had to leave you to be a real one. Unfortunate. As she approached much closer and the talons of her hand claw at the ice from which this crack cat was. And Damon being the closest, you see it, but this crack cat was not merely a beast. As within being frozen in place, you see it shifted from a humanish individual and stuck within its transformation. A druid of the land, stuck. And as she approached, her talon again scratching the sheet of ice onto it, she grabs and shatters it, crumbling it into a fine dust of snow. Some red covering its top. Axe, as you fall, the crack cat that was grabbed by you escape. It runs away and you each see that this creature was also a druid as it's changed from its polymorph state into an elven woman, running in fear in the distance, and nearby, eclipsing the very moon, you see a shadow, a great bird flying into the sky, grabbing onto her, flying away, her scream dissipating. Each of you stand now next to Oriel, who does not pay any mind to each of you. You walk continue her own journey into the coming storm. And each of you are left alone.
The axe beak that I healed last session, did that get taken away too, or is it still
No.
there?
No, it's still there. Sorry, I thought it had died. No, sorry, you did heal it.
No, it's okay.
So it is alive. It is well. It is hurt, but it is alive.
I apologize to those of you who followed me out here to help me retrieve
That is an
my
experience.
manimal.
That is an experience I do not wish to repeat. But your bird is okay.
Nerida's just gonna walk over to the axe beak and just hold it.
You hold on to the creature. It senses the comfort you bring it to it. Much like you, it is frightened.
Did all of you make your offerings?
As I do every night. Don't even know how I had that much to get out of me from how much I give.
I think I may need to get back to my ranch.
I think that is for the best. That we will leave.
Great.
Should you like help bringing this injured one back, I'm sure my companion would be agreeable to it riding with us.
It would certainly make the journey back, probably, yeah.
With what we've just gone through.
Easier than silence in the snow. Yeah.
Exactly. Safety's in numbers. Who knows what's gonna follow after that storm?
As you mentioned this, you do see into the distance.
I'm scared. That spooked you.
Well, I didn't expect it to drop like that. I was like,
As soon as
Wrong.
you said describing it, too.
I was like, It's like, oops, wrong timing.
uh,
But as you mentioned this, Narita, you hear the sound of familiar wolf dogs coming into the distance as a sled approach you. Dagon is on top of it. He stopped by you, to you all. Is everything alright? Saw a great bird in the sky. Was this what I think it was?
we should leave.
We should
Then
leave
come
now.
aboard. As he makes space into the dock sled, you each are invited to jump on it.
Like the
And that's
invitation?
Jump on where?
The sled.
The
Oh.
sled.
Hop on that.
Yeah. Getting on that 2 levels of exhaustion. Fuck walking. Mm-mm.
Axe is the same.
So, Dagon looks at you all. He sees each of you visibly shaken. He watched the bird that is nearby. And what about the creature?
Oh.
I can attach it to to the sled if you need be.
If it's not too injured, it should be able to pull its weight along with the dogs. It's meant for such things and travel.
Duly noted. It'll take a moment. And you see that Dagon takes a few reins, a belt that he has, guide the creature in front of the pack, and attach it to the sled. And follow suit, you each are making your way towards the town of Lonelywood, having encountered the very being that haunts this land.
On the ride back, Darian's holding a piece of cold coal that looks like it had embers flicker through it, and he's rolling it around and mutters the incantation for the druid would recognize produce flame, and just seems to not start up for a few times. He just lets it sit in the cold and silent ride way back.
As our three individual ride back home, our eyes will set onto a new individual living within the edge of town in a home seemingly abandoned. We pan over to a young man, a teenage. Dawson, could you please share your character's name, his appearance, and occupation as you awake from the night into your home, isolated? There are no fire going on, and it is quite cold.
My character is a blue dragonborn, fairly young, with tiny, small horns, not just kind of starting to grow in. He's not really well dressed usually. He tends to doesn't have much money, so he tends to keep somewhat shabby clothes. But yeah, he's got green eyes, and did you say occupation too, like class, or?
No, more like what his doing would be within the town of Lonelywood, if any, or his reason to be here. If you don't want to share too much, feel free to share as much or as little as you want.
I don't think he would have much to do, like, job-wise. He tends to... His family has a lot of savings, though they don't spend it. So he doesn't have much clothes, but he also doesn't really have to do much work because of that. And so he's just taking care of himself and his family.
Very well. And you awake once again. Your home is devoid of fire at the moment. The cold is creeping in. What would Aiden do?
I think at this point he'd try and, if it's getting cold, he'd try and start a small fire in the fireplace, just to heat up, if not the entire house, then just enough area to keep himself warm. And he would go see if they had any food left in, like, the cabinets.
I'd say it's easily done that you managed to lit a fire within your home. You've done it a few times by now. You had some trial and error at time, almost burning the house, most likely. But you're used to it now, and as the initial spark of fire ignites, you see the comforting visage of your parent for a brief moment. You can sense that they are near you. You go to investigate within your pantry. You had your last ration of food yesterday night. You would be needing to restock right now.
That's an issue. He'd I'd probably go find where all the money that we've been saving or had saved would be kept, and I'd try and get a little bit, probably not a whole lot left at this point. And then he'd probably head out the door to go get food, and as he's leaving, be like, I'm gonna go get some more food. I'll be back in a little bit. We're running out, so it'll probably take a minute to get enough. And then he'll head out.
You speak your word. They echo aimlessly into your house, and there are no answer. As always. You go outside and let's say you'd recognize that there is a shop within Lunu, the singular shop. That's called the Happy Scrimshander. It normally sells goods of carved wood and decoration, but also is used for a general shop where food can be bought, rations and equipment for travelers that are passing by or looking for work, starting their business here as loggers or lumberjack.
Yeah, I'd head in and look around for somebody to help me out. Stuff.
As you enter, you see a familiar face. A woman with an eye patch, quite older, about her 50s or so. She's the shop owner, Iriski Arrohill, which you can all now see within Roll20. If you take a look, I believe.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'll walk in and walk up to her and be like, hello, good morning.
Her head turns towards you slowly, methodically, her singular eyes darting. Oh, if it isn't little Hayden. What can I do for you?
Well, we are starting to run out of food. I forgot to buy rations last time I was in town. So I'm gonna need to I might need to double up on them, maybe this time.
Oh, I see.
If you could help me find those, I can't remember exactly where they are.
Certainly, I can do that for you. And how many would you need?
Not quite positive. How many did I get last time?
I believe you had about 7 or 8.
7 or 8. I probably need about that, maybe 10 this time, just to make sure I have some left over.
Certainly. I'll go fetch that for you. And you see her, for a brief moment, she leaves, reaching the back of her store and coming back with ration that have been well kept from the snow and the cold. She places them on the counter and she looks at you with eyes that are glad but also sorry. Well, darling, that would be, I believe, 5 silver piece for each. But for you, I'll round it up for 2 each. How does that sound? A single gold coin, would that be fine by you?
Yeah, I'm sure that would be fine. Let me check. I'll search his coin purse real quick. Uh, yeah. I can't remember how much gold I was supposed to start with. I forgot to add it in my inventory. I'm not gonna lie. He would probably have 1 gold on him, right? At least 1
Yes.
or 2.
Well, depending. Can you DM me your background real fast? I can check afterward. But certainly you have a goal. I can only imagine you do.
Okay, yeah.
There is a single background in which he does not have gold.
Yep. It's that one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So,
But
So
yes, you offer her the coin and she takes it. And the rations, 10 rations are yours. It's enough. 1 ration, as a reminder, is enough to last you a day.
right. Well, this should last me a little bit. I don't know if there's anything else. Can't remember. I don't think the parents asked for anything. I think they're good. Yeah, that should be enough for today.
Well, in that case, little Aiden, you tell your parent hello from me.
I will definitely do that. They always love hearing about you, hearing how if you're doing well.
You can tell them that I'm doing quite well right now.
That's good. I will
And
probably be back in a week or 2, probably less than 2 weeks, but I'll probably be back to get more. But yeah, thank you so much.
certainly. And again, do not forget to make your daily sacrifice when eating.
I always do.
That's a good lad. Now, go, shoo.
He'll turn and kind of almost skip out of the store. Glad to have food.
Well. And as you leave store, you run away. Most, I assume, returning to your home.
Yeah.
As you do, our eyes will set into another home. One that is equally, or well, more modest than most. It is rather large and well warmed already by this time of the night. Each candle are lit. All the fireplace are well open. One individual rests within a bed, freshly awakened. Mia, could you please describe your character's name, describe their appearance, and their occupation within Lonelywood?
Well, this is Nimbrana. She's very young, elven woman, with a mixture of like rounded and sharp features, like a button nose and full cheeks, and she has like white and silver looking freckles. She has amber eyes, and a sort of really nice cool toned periwinkle colored skin. She also has like dangling ear cuffs that seem to be like brown or like blue marbles. She also has really long, like stark white, wavy hair that goes to around like her mid back, and um, what she's wearing, or what she usually wears on a day to day basis, is a really flowy white jumpsuit with like gold and green detailings and designs on it, with a leather necklace around her neck with moss at the end of it. And she is unemployed. Unemployed.
He certainly is. And so you awake. You're still in a bed within one of the rooms of this home. And your door open to give sight into a familiar face in the last few days of your recuperation. A tall, blonde lady in her 20s with sharp ears, perhaps half elven. She approached you without speaking a word, as always, with a hearty meal prepared for you. As Matilda simply sit.
What's the menu for today, huh? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so what's in
She nods, leading her hand to give you the spoon towards this stew. It is a stew of meat with fresh herbs. It smells rich and comforting, much like the home around.
Nimron is gonna take a bite and wow, this is really good. I mean, I really can't thank you enough for all this. I mean, like, the house is beautiful, and I'm a little confused. Don't really like know where this is. Do you know where we are right now? She
She
asks her.
nods. She nods, and her finger goes to grab onto a chalkboard, one that you've seen her write on many times. And she takes a chalk and she begin writing real fast. And she pointed to you with the word of Lonelywood. Under it, there's within Icewindale.
Nimbrana is just going to take a breath and go, well, I guess that's sort of a relief. Is there any other way to communicate with you? I mean, you treat me to so many meals, I think we need to get to know each other a little bit more before you treat me to any more.
She smiled gently and she kind of pushed you away, pushing the flattery almost. And she takes time to write real fast once more and say, and she turns it to you and she say, on it said, unfortunately, not.
Do you maybe want to learn another form of communicating? Non-verbally, if, that floats your boat?
She begins to make hand signs as you communicate. And before that, afterward, she does write onto the slate once more. I do know sign language. I doubt you do.
I don't know a lot of things, but I'm willing to learn. I mean, it's really the very least I can do.
She smiles once again, this gentle nature that she is. She writes once more and say, I'd be happy to teach you.
Cool. Just a quick question to you as well. Did I always look like this? And Nimbrana's face kind of like goes from like her usual like sort of sarcastic and joking expression to a little more concern and insecurity.
You see Matilda looks at you and she's visibly a little bit confused, unsure perhaps. And she shakes her head. Well, she nods.
Weird. Oh, it's nothing. You know, got a trim a few months ago. Just wanted to see if it was noticeable, but you know, I'm gonna keep eating now.
She writes it on the slate once more, and it takes a little bit longer this time. It is visibly a longer phrase. She turns it to you, and it says the following: "The master has found you like this. I'm not sure what you're asking, but do make sure to make your daily sacrifice with the food."
Remind me of that again. Kind of new to that whole thing.
You see that her eyes kind of widen, almost like, "Come on. I've told you many times," type of look.
Well, I sacrifice my dignity every day with you. Is that enough?
She gives a long sigh and begins writing. "We give a portion of our food to Oriel so that her cold may spare us for the day. If you do not, there will be consequences to the town or you."
Oh. It must be really serious then. Okay. I will do that.
She nods and taps your hand a little bit before letting you to yourself, returning to other occupation within the house. You are by yourself.
Stupid Nimrana. And she continues to eat.
You continue to eat, and not long after, there is a rather vivid knocking at the door, and you hear footstep going to it. And then the door opens, a wind is heard to enter as well, and another pair of boots seems to reach in, and a little voice seemed to appear. Now, where is she? Where is she? You kept her from me for so long. I want to see the girl. Show me, please. Matilda, I know that your master has told you to your secrecy and your secret of this house. I do not want to intrude, of course. We know that privacy is very respected within this house. But please, let me see her. It is my town after all." You hear nothing but the sound of footstep excitingly approaching. And opening the door, you see a halfling woman. You don't know her, but the image is presented to you. To many of the other one, they would know that this would be Nimsy Huddle, the town speaker, the elected mayor in action of the town. Oh, my, what a beauty you are!
Hiya. Who are you?
Did Matilda not tell you? And she looks at her, almost tapping her on the leg. Like, "Ah, ever the bad one for presentation, are you? Well, I'm Nimsy Huddle, the town speaker. I represent the city. Or, well, the town, sorry. I like to imagine it as a city, but I find myself lost sometime. But I see that you're a new resident. Do I take it?
I don't know about that. um, I, yes, I'm very, very new here. You're a fucker. I'm gonna start to get up out of bed and go over to her and put my hand out to shake it.
Immediately as you present it, she grabs with two hands, shaking it with passion. And says, "Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
Nimbrana.
Limbarana.
Nimbrana. But
Nimbaran, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I did not mean to butcher such a beautiful name. My, my. And what a beauty you are! What, if I may ask, what sort of elf are you? I don't believe I've seen any of the like.
I don't think I have either. But that's not really important. Is there anything that in particular that you needed from me? Is there some sort of commencement ceremony thing to welcome new residents or something?
No, 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 nothing the like. Here in Lonelywood, we tend to keep to ourselves. We are a strong-knit community, but it is always best to not intrude on the privacy of others, as we say. To each their own little secret and reason to be here in the dell. And so, if you can, perhaps, do not try to put your nose where it doesn't belong, is all I'll request from you. Oh, and of course, a nice little dessert for you, as she brings from her pocket a little cookie um, of a snowman.
Oh, thank you so much. What is it?
It is a treat. It's simply a delicacy that I'd like to offer to people every now and then when I can.
Oh, well, that's very, very kind. I don't have anything for you, but catch me next week. Might have something, but right now, yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome, and if you need anything, just pass by. There is a shop uh, owned by a human woman, Iriski. She can provide you with anything, most likely, but I'm sure you're in very capable hand in this house. Um, but if need be, or maybe work, you can always seek something. There's always some odd jobs around to help repair and that like. Or even go cut some wood. We have a fine wood industry here. We like our wood. And yeah, we strive with it.
Um, I totally believe you. I totally do. And yeah, I'll figure it out. But I think I'm okay for now with my girl Matilda. She walks over and kind of puts her arm around her.
You see Matilda gently, like, doesn't move for a moment and, replace your arm. She's quite tall. She's around 6 feet. She's tall and very lengthy. Her presence is very felt, although discreet. But yeah, she replaced your arm. And Nimsy looks like, oh, well, I'm sure you two will be good friends. Matilda has plenty of those.
She's just gonna smile and just awkwardly nod.
Well, I'm not gonna intrude too long. Welcome to Lonelywood.
You.
And you will see Nimsy will take her leave, shaking the hand of Matilda and taking her way outside. And you can add to your inventory, if you were not to eat it right now, Nimsy's cookie. They provide one of two benefit, which you can decide upon eating. 5 temporary HP that do not leave, as well as a removal of an exhaustion point.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Thank you. Man, is she always like that? Seems like there was a few too much mushrooms in her stew.
You see Matilda raise her shoulder and nod.
Well, is there anything that you need help with? Anything at all?
She goes to grab her little pad, a little chalkboard. And so, you're welcome to help me with folding cloth if need.
I would be happy to. That was my number one chore back at home. Fold clothes for days, you know. I'll be right back though. I'll meet you there. It's a date.
She raises an eyebrow, almost like this girl's weird. And she goes to take up some of the clothes that have been currently being washed. And by that time that you arrive, you two can begin to fold clothes. And from there, we will pan over to our three individual returning into the town. Arriving there, Dagon lets you debark. Well, will each of you be alright? I need to get going, but if I can, I can stay if need.
I imagine I'll be just fine. If you're traveling further, I recommend you do so with caution.
I certainly will. I often do.
Axe, you should swing by the cabin. You can meet the guest I have, and perhaps save me a headache from when she starts talking my ear off, because I need to hit the couch.
Alright.
It was nice to meet you both, I suppose.
Will you be alright on your own here?
Dagon and I will be fine.
Keep an
Out
eye
in
on
the woods with...
We are well acquainted with these woods as druidic people. But I appreciate your concern. Good luck.
If I may ask, I don't believe I've got your name. Mine is Dagon.
Ox.
Daryl.
Oh, Nerida. Nice to meet you both.
Good to meet.
Pleasure. Didn't
Well-
got any talking cats. Or gods.
Yes.
Good story for later.
That is
If
quite
we
the
survive.
optimistic view, yes.
I suppose we must tell the lady that those were druids.
I'll try to find from which circle they were part of. In the meantime, you rest into the town.
I'm sorry. I don't know too much about the different circles, but is it often that they take livestock from local ranchers?
You see his face kind of sorrow a little bit. I'm sure you know in the past that Druidic trouble were little to be heard of, but Oriel's arrival changed a lot for our people. Side are being created, and the way of nature and balance has been. It's everywhere. I do apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused you.
It's not your party. Everyone's hungry. This town's barely keeping together as far as I know. Well, goodbye.
Well, good
Stay
luck to
warm.
it. You too.
Dagon, I come with you, no?
Lady Iratil has sent me on a certain mission. I don't wish to bother you with it. And after what you each told me, it might be better that you stay there for a while, or at least until you feel better.
I am fine. You should not go alone.
I'll be fine. I've done it many times.
I will find somewhere to stay for the night then.
Try to rest at least. You seem like, well, you had seen better day.
I don't think that is compliment.
Perhaps.
Be safe.
You too. Try speaking to the mayor. She is a little halfling lady, quite joyful. Her name's Nimsy. Tell her I sent you. She'll take care of you, I'm sure.
Oh. I will talk to Mer.
Well, off I go then. You rest.
She's gonna give him an awkward little pat.
He smiled awkwardly also. And he begins to make his way to his sled, and off outside to the city he goes to seemingly enter the town.
Do either of you know where I can find the mayor?
What time is it?
I do not remember
Is it-
when we had left.
I imagine at house, bothering residents, giving cookies out, many things.
Cookies?
Yes.
Does this
There's
mayor
a reason.
talk a lot?
Not as much as others.
Okay. I can do this. Thank you.
If you need anything, let either of us know.
She's gonna scamper
Would-
off.
We'll continue with Narita in a short moment, as I assume that Axe and Darien are returning to Darien's home, I take it.
Yes.
Yes, since Ox lives in about the same area, figures Darian's gonna need some help getting back home.
Very well. You each arrive home and... Oh, no, you go ahead.
Oh, I was joking. I said I'm just old. Fuck off. No, go on.
You each make your way towards Darien's home, and you hear a little bit of a ruckus, perhaps, outside, and Peppy, could you please, before I say anything, roll me an animal handling to see if
Oh.
you manage to control the herd of Darien, who is
Okay.
visibly excited to see that there is a hole into their little enclosure.
21,
Oh,
I think. That or 12. One or the other. I don't know.
how would you say that you managed to keep the animal from escaping from outside into the wild?
Just dodging and weaving, trying to stay in for the hole, keep him from going out.
Perfect. Then your maneuver of Tengo managed to control the beast, hypnotize their bird brain for a brief moment, for the whole time, the whole hour and more, the Darien had left unexpectedly, and you see him arrived with another individual.
Hi! I kept the button.
They're all here. He's
They
counting
like-
heads.
They like dancing.
The birds like dancing.
Well, they stayed in the back. I've kept them from getting out of the pen, so I assume so. Because, this number right here has kept them pretty occupied.
Or terrified. But occupied's a word too. Let's.
Build
Yeah.
yourself up
Okay.
bigger. Build yourself up bigger. Hold your head up back. Be scarier.
She does that. She's decently tall. She's not hella tall, but she's
Why are you supporting this? I have a hole to go cover with some plywood. And then I need to get the hearth going.
Do you want help?
If you want to go start the fire inside, you've done plenty with the animals and should probably go defrost.
Alrighty, good idea. I can't feel my toes. And she, as she's going, she goes to shake hands with Axe. That's lovely to meet you. I'm Peppy.
Ox. She also shakes her hand.
You're lovely. Okay, I'm gonna go defrost. She goes to defrost.
If you can bear following her inside, there's extra bread I'm not doing anything with, so feel free.
Don't need food after today.
Right.
No. Do
That's-
you
yeah.
need help with fence?
He looks at the back of the barn, which has just got an axe beak shaped hole, Looney Tunes style.
It's
It's Crag Cat style.
yeah, so it is even larger. So you can see that unfortunately, it is a very massive hole. It's not it's a circular hole. No, it's a beast tried to claw its way in. There's a whole portion shattered. There's even a place where you see feathers, and just onto it. There has been a commotion, and it will take a few
Gonna
days
take
to
some
repair.
time.
Are you sure you do not want the chatty one's help?
Oh, she's gonna help, but she don't have to be out here.
Mm.
They're gonna sleep inside tonight. And he starts going, whistling and herding the axe beaks toward the house, where he lets Peppy know to open the door, and she is bombarded once again with the birds.
Ox is taking to threatening some of the birds at the back to follow the rest of the herd.
She asked for this.
Yeah,
She
I
straight
remember.
asked for this.
Yep.
She's just like, yay!
He's watching all the snow trail laying off their big feet.
Heading them as they come in, trying to keep them from catching fire.
Move the china up into the higher cabinets.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just preparing the house to be a beak pen for a while.
It's easily done. It will be a little bit tight for the few next day until you repair the damage that has been caused to the grant. What's the? I keep forgetting. What's the
The
name
barn.
of the barn? Thank you. The barn and also the fence that has been torn about. It will take you once again. If you were alone, it would take you a few days. And you can already tell that you will need to buy a little bit more equipment to repair this massive damage.
Alright, well, this is gonna be great. This is a problem for morning me. I appreciate the help, Ox, and I think that's about all I could ask for you tonight.
Have a good night. Pray everything will be less frosty than it was this afternoon.
Praying is something I'll be doing tonight. Evening.
Good night,
And he'll head inside.
Pop. And Ox turns to walk out.
Very well. Would there be anything from each of you on this point?
As Darian's turning the house, axe beak proof, he's catching Pap up to speed with what happened, reluctantly, as he tells the more incredulous parts. And then just kind of ends it on a note. Right. Well, that was about it. I'm gonna pray and go to bed.
Huh? That's a lot. You saw
Giant cats took the bird. The cats turned out to be druids. And then Arl, the ice goddess, showed up and made everyone's night awful.
if I'm not mistaken, she's made a lot of people's nights awful. How are you alive?
Myself, I don't know me. The others probably, because they participate in more traditional practices. I honestly don't know why I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you sound like you've had a very long night. You go ahead to bed. I'll handle these little guys. Looking at them, little guys.
We'll go to sleep. Make sure you do too. And yeah, he'll get in front of the fire and hold a piece of burning coal, say prayers before heading to bed.
Very well. You go safely to sleep. And in the very case, I believe we'll turn to Narita. What would you be doing at the moment?
I don't really have any sense of direction of where the mayor would be, would I?
You certainly don't.
I'm gonna go up to the nearest house and knock on the door.
Jeez, oh, right. Dawson, Dawson, you already did. Mia, could you change your Discord name to your character's name? Real fast.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh my god! Can I change nickname maybe?
Yeah, you can do it.
How do you write it again? Just real fast. Nimbrana. There we go. Aha! There we go.
I have a few out of character questions for
Go ahead.
players if they're cool with answering them. They don't have to.
Z.
What exactly is your race, Meg? Is it a Triton?
Triton, yeah.
Triton.
A very short
Okay.
Triton.
And we haven't even seen Mia, so I'll wait to ask that unless she cares.
Or I guess I
And
don't know if you would have
as-
seen a Triton before. I don't know if you know
yeah,
what that is.
yeah, I don't know that Darian would know. This is so I can just remember, since this game is the longer spans between, I just want to have that note there.
Triton, just for note, Triton are common within Icewindale. They tend to live more within some of the lakes that are nearby. Some of them have little town-esque at the bottom of it, depending, but they're mostly rare to encounter with the town folks. They're mostly druidic also in nature, or at least they like to isolate themselves. But there are some in town, some live amongst the 10 town folks, the 10 towner. But they're not rare, they're not unheard of or unseen.
Okay. And I've never seen below Ox's masks, I presume? Yep.
Ox is ox.
Ox is ox. That's what I have. I have something pretty similar written.
Ox is ox. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay.
Ox is hot.
Ox is ox.
Nimbrana, sorry, jeez. Nimbrana and Aiden, could you please roll me a d20 real fast?
For 13. 14. 14.
14.
You said
Like-
11, I think.
Oh, how
Yeah,
did you
11.
read that? Gee. But, alright, cool. In that case, oh, I'm gonna have a bad time mixing those two names up. Narita. You go and knock onto the door, and Nimbrana, you hear a knock at the door. Exactly. And you see Matilda being already exhausted as he continue folding the cloth and tells you to wait. And then she she points at you and points to get the door.
Nebrana's gonna like take a deep breath. Is there like a place where I can see my reflection anywhere?
Certainly, there would be a few mirrors that are quite like hanged mirror.
Okay. She's gonna go over to one of the mirrors and just take a look at herself, and she's gonna take a quick pause and sort of, with her face, and then shake a bad feeling off, and then tussle her hair a little bit, and then march over to the door and open it. Hi.
Where do I find the one with the cookies? Mare?
Oh, Firecracker. Well, she was here, a few minutes ago, but she went back out. Is there anything we can help you with? And she does a, like, really awkward curtsy.
Um, ah, um. She's gonna kind of go to walk away and. Yeah, where can I find do you know where she might be? If, like a location that she likes to go to a lot, or someone who might know where she is?
Yeah, of course. One moment, please.
Okay.
Matilda! There's guests here.
I know.
You can see from another room that same old sigh. This very antisocial sigh. And you will see her arrive, this tall, blonde, and pale woman.
Matilda, sorry to bother you. This person wants to know where the mayor usually resides.
She goes to approach Narita, and she puts her head outside and she points towards a home that is mostly at the center. That seems to be more aimed at the center of town. You can see there's a little elevation of a great chimney with smoke blowing from it, and she points towards it.
Thank you. She's gonna start walking.
Do you need any help getting there?
I no, it's no, I'm okay. Thank you.
Well, I was never good at listening. You got everything here, Matilda? You good? Okay, great. I'm sure you need some Zen time. My social battery's low too. Don't get me started. And she's gonna go over to. Is there a coat rack?
There certainly would. There is a pair of. It's certainly a little bit, like not exactly your size, slightly larger and such, but there is a pair of cold gear, cold resistant gear.
Matilda, just out of curiosity, I just one last thing before I go. Do you don't happen to still have the cold wear that I had when you brought me here? Do you? It
Sorry,
means a lot to me.
the what you said?
The cold wear that I had on when I was brought here.
She excused herself for a moment, and you can see she grabs from the pair of clothes that had just been washed and dried your older clothes that are a little bit worn down from the last event, but they're in pretty good shape otherwise. They're still functional and almost as you left them.
Okay, so she's gonna quickly jump into her jumpsuit and then put on her shoes and run out the door. Thank you, Matilda. I'll be back later. I'm gonna run after Narita.
No, it's you don't need to come with me. It's okay.
Oh, but I do. Listen, this is more for me than it is for you. I don't really like being in cramped spaces, and I'm new here. Are you new here? Because I'm new here, and this is like really, really crazy. This town, isn't it? I mean, pretty cool. Pretty similar to where I usually live, but what's your name again?
You talk a lot. I'm Nerida.
Nimbrana. I'm gonna hold out my hand.
Nimbrana.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I know. When I get nervous, I tend to get a bit clumsy, tend to, word vomit a lot. But fine.
Why are you nervous?
Oh, well, I'm not exactly. I'm from out of town, and so it's good for me to get out and explore a new environment. And to be honest, unlike a lot of people, it calms me down, and I would really appreciate somebody I could actually talk to. No offense to Matilda, great woman.
Oh. Well, I'm not from here either. We should find the cookie, the mayor, the one who gives the, over there.
Oh yeah, she gave me this, and I'll show it to her. I've definitely seen better, but I guess this is her thing, so I didn't want to be rude.
Does it have a pocket lid on it? It looks like dirty.
Oh, you know what? Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Adds extra flavor.
I go now.
Oh, we go now. I'm gonna put my arm around her arm. Gals should stick together, shouldn't they?
How tall is your character, by the way?
5'6".
Okay, cool. I'm like 5'3". No, wait, what did I make? 5'1"? Is that what I said? Yeah.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, 5'1". Oh,
All you short ass people.
Get out of here. Wait, were you here when I gave a description of the character last week?
No.
Or last time? Okay.
No.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would be helpful a little bit. If we can take the minute for Axe, Darian, and Nerida, as well as Papillon to... Oh, well, no, we do have the recording, but it's up to you all.
It's still not up yet, yeah.
Yeah. Well, alright, we'll take the time. Axe, Darian, Narita, and Papillon, please do same as the first session where your name, your character's appearance, and your occupation, please. Starting with Axe.
Ox is a... Did I say 7 or 8 foot tall? I think 7 we decided on?
8 is the maximum for... If you go above 8, you're considered large category. So
Yeah.
it's maximum 7, 11.
Was it like 7? I think it was like 7 or 7.5. I don't remember. I have to look back through our messages. But she's tall.
Yes.
With a capital T. But she's a very tall woman with her whole face covered by an elk mask. You don't see ears, you don't see facial features, nothing indicating exactly what she is. She has on her back a very large great axe that she utilizes. But she also has little hand axes as well that she has clipped to her belt as well. Yes, that is her. Very tall. Ox is Ox.
And what was your occupation?
Shit. Ox is works in the lumber yard as well. She is a logger. She helps with cutting down the trees and everything. Another profession you can do while using an axe.
Very well. Darian.
Darian is a local rancher who keeps a flock/herd of axe beak that he rents out, occasionally sells. Business has been tough, obviously, with the winter curse. He is a hobgoblin, somewhere in his 50s. Gray hair, blue eyes, standing probably around 6 feet, maybe 6'1".
Very nice. Narita.
So Nerida, any of that really works. She's a bluish, greenish color, more on the blue side, little Triton, 5'1". She's got blackish, almost bluish hair that comes down to like hips, waist, what else? Yellowish eyes, wears like lighter winter clothing than some of the other people. And she's with the druids, so that's kind of her occupation.
Very good. And last not least, good old Papillon.
Peppy is a human. Her full name is Papillon Gonzalez. She's a little paladin. She'll do odd jobs here and there. She's pretty broad-shouldered. She stands about 5'9", 250. She's got a lot of brown hair, some tan skin, and a few different scars. One on her nose, one up her side of her chin, because yes. And she also has Christ, Politigo? Pat the loss of pigment skin, or pigment in patches of skin. There's one prominent one on this side of her face. She's got some bright blue eyes. One missing tooth on the side, and she wears some colorful beads worn into her hair. Um, yeah, she does jobs and stuff and is talkative.
Very nice. In that case, thank you for redoing the little introduction, everyone. And Narita and Nimbrana, you may return to it. As yeah, you two are going towards the speaker's house, correct?
Mhm.
And you know what? I gotta warn you. This mayor seems to talk way more. Than once he gets to know me a little more, close my mouth. But yeah, it was a bit overwhelming meeting her.
You thought it was overwhelming. Oh. Shit.
Are you okay?
Good. Yes, good. Fine. Let's go. Let's go before I lose my nerve.
Let's.
You two would arrive. Speak French now, cool. You two would arrive near in the front of the speaker's home. The windows are lit with lights. There's a warmth from inside.
Shall I knock?
Yes.
I'm gonna give a little knock on the door.
Immediately as you knock, you can hear from inside the familiar footstep that you had heard earlier, very excitingly approaching and then opening the door just slightly as soon as let the heat escape and the cold enter. And then she opened wide the door, seeing you, is like, oh, well,
Hey, Miss Ma'am, Lady Mayor, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite fine. And also, I'm not the mayor, I'm just the speaker of the town. It's approximately the same thing, but people like to keep their word close at heart. I know that.
Let's shoot for the stars, eh?
We don't need mayor here. We work more as a commune. Each speak their need, and I'm pass the word towards the other speaker of each town of the 10 town. You know what? Don't stay outside. What am I? Come in, and I see that you've brought a new friend. Just, wow, come here, please.
I'm okay outside.
I'm gonna take Midida's hand and drag her in
I-
out of anxiety. Yes, so, this is Merida, and she, has something to ask you, right?
uh, uh, you know Dagon?
Oh, yes, oh, you're her. I heard so much about you from him. Oh, you're even more charming than he says. Oh, what a beauty you are. I don't get the chance to see Triton that often. Um,
I thought I was the beauty. I say under my breath.
He talks about me.
he certainly does. Well, from what I understand, you two are quite close a little bit, right?
Um, yes, yeah, well, he said I should find you.
Oh, I assume you're out to stay here for a little while, I take it.
I think so.
Well, unfortunately, the inn that we have in town seems to have had a bit of a bad luck as of late. The owner left, so to speak, and the rest of the inn has crumbled under the snow, as we don't really have the mean to keep someone, but I do have space here, and so you can stay with me. I do not mind. I'll make sure that you're a little bit occupied and so forth. Um, but you won't have to pay for a dime.
I can sleep outside.
No, 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 no. That um, no.
If there's a lake or a pond, I can stay there too.
Our water by the river are a bit troubling, I will have to admit. Um, I doubt that. Although I do know of your people resilience to the deep and to the cold, there are other things within the water that I doubt will be of good company. Let's just put it that way.
She's just being, she's just being, polite.
No.
But yes, yes, um, not to butt in here or anything, but I think she would just be, more comfortable in an environment that, she's familiar with.
Hmm. Well, I
And that's of
refuse.
course with me. And I'm gonna squeeze her arm. Not her, but I'm gonna squeeze Nerida's arm.
No. No. Why did Dagon send me here?
Well, I would want to refuse. I certainly object for you to go into the water. The current under it is quite strong, and once again, there are other things under it. Knucklehead trouts are quite rough in this time of eternal night. But if need be, I'm sure I can arrange something with Ifrit about finding a place outside within the closer end of the forest.
Who is this? Ifrit?
Oh, Ifrit, he's the chief of the logging industry of our town. A wood elf from outside our reach. He came here a few years ago and took things in order. He's quite a decent man. Um, but yeah, I can speak a word with him. I'm sure I can arrange something for you two if need. Uh, to be outside to have a little bit of a camp. Is that what you would want?
Nerida's gonna kind of look between the two of them and gauge whether it's worth fighting for outside. Against oh god, Nimbrana, right? She's just gonna go. I stay with Nimbrana tonight. I stay tonight with Nimbrana.
Yeah, of course. I hope that doesn't offend you or anything.
So would that be here or outside? Should I tell? Are you gonna stay with Matilda or? I'm a little bit confused.
She's just gonna look at Nimbrana and be like, "Please answer."
No, yeah. I mean, Matilda, don't even worry about her. Her and I are like this. Come patty co, okay? Yes,
Your
of course.
persuasion checks.
Nerida, is more than welcome to stay with me in my room,
Your room.
Yeah, it has a big bath. It'll be like so comfy. Don't even worry about it. Natural 20.
Great. I'll roll for the 3. So she seemed convinced. Nimsy, you see, she seemed very. Oh. Give me a moment. I forgot to tell my girlfriend I had D&D tonight.
Oh no.
Oh.
Did you
I'll be
tell her
right
I'm
back.
here?
No.
Oh, it's a moment.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a ditz. What's your name again?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Nimsy.
Nimsy. I think Nerida would be more than comfortable to stay with me. I don't think you need to worry.
Well, you said that Matilda, you knew our good friend, and I believe you. I'm a little bit surprised, I want to say. She's quite the silent and lone one, as I'm sure you've realized.
She's very expressive. Almost prefer it that way. But yeah, we'll have fun, make popcorn, paint each other's nails, brush each other's hair, all the normal stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you find such fun activity during those times. Well, um, well, Narida, um, welcome into our little town, and here's a little gift for you. And she will pass you a similar cookie um, that you, I believe, Nimbrana had shown you.
Where did you get that from?
These cookies?
Yes.
Oh, well, I make them myself, of course.
No, but I did not see you holding it. Is magic? You cookie.
Well, no, well, I have. It's a little bit of a halfling secret, but I can tinker a few little things sometime in around, and so I made these pockets that can hold much more thing than it seem. And you see that in her coat, she put her hand, and it's a very small like pocket that would be on a coat, right? And she puts her hand, and it continue until her arm's length is almost in there, and it's not on the outside of the other fabric. It seems to fully reach into emptiness. And she pulls something, and you can see that um, she has a cane that she'll pull that is like almost her size. It's in all thing to be in mind of. It's basically a pocket of holding.
Is a
So,
pocket cookie.
Exactly, pocket. I made them today, so don't worry. I just keep them there. It's easier to transport to a few people of the town. So I make them every now and then. Not every day, but once or twice a week. You know,
insight check.
roll me an insight check. Roll that
Oh
shit.
no!
Meanwhile, Nerida's gonna start tugging on Nimbrana's sleeve, like, please, get me out of here.
So that was a 5, but I'm gonna say, how do you make them? That's so neat. I mean, a bunch of hooky dukes I don't know how to do.
Well, it is a little bit of a halfling secret, and in fairness, that's how I got to be speaker of the town, so
You do
I can't
speak a
really.
lot.
Well, there's that too, people find me quite chatty chatter, and it's quite fun, people like to have a speaker that is more friendly and all that, and I consider myself to be quite,
Yeah, that's all
y-
good. That's all good. But I think our visit here is done. Merida, was there anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, it was great coming over here, and make sure to send me that recipe. It'd be really helpful. But we gotta go. I'm gonna head towards the door.
I certainly will not, and she will guide you outside. Well, I'm very glad that the two fine girl like yourself are in town.
Yes,
Very
goodbye.
refreshing. Bye-bye. And she closed the door.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we go now?
Yeah, we go now. Jeez, bro.
Uh,
I thought I'd be more used to, this whole charisma thing, but I guess, being raised by people that really talk and Julian riddles doesn't really make a difference.
Riddles?
Kit Kat, Paddywhack, Curiosity Killed the Cat, stuff like that. So, yeah. Shall we go back to our place or my place? Well, Matilda's place. You know what I mean.
Huh? Yes.
Cool. Get it? Because we're outside. Okay.
Silence.
You're muted.
Alright, so
Fuck my
guys,
ass.
I'm taking over now. No, I'm joking.
No.
Everyone gets a cookie.
No.
We'll take a short break from this point of view for a moment, and we will pan over to Axe, who has been, from what I understand, returning to her home.
Hey,
Mm.
so Ats, after leaving the farm area, makes her way back over to her own little home, a also abandoned home as well, over many years of disrepair. Um, it's quiet, a lot quieter feels like now after the events of the day. But Otz makes her way inside, closes the door behind her, through almost muscle memory, locks the door behind her as well. Looks out about the house, muscle memory again kicking in to do some sort of call out. Falls silent and makes her way back over to the fireplace, which at this point has probably all burnt out, down to the embers within the fireplace. She goes ahead, sits in her spot, puts another log onto the fire, starts the fire up again, and gets back to her carving work. Now, carving work is progressing. It's still shit, but it's progressing a little bit.
You do so, and as you mentioned, you continue working on your skill as a carver of wood. It's not too long after that you do hear a gentle knock at your door.
Ox pulls off the great ox from her back, holds it in a hand, and calls out, "Who's there?"
Oh, you know me. You work for me.
I. And Ox goes to open the door, still holding the great axe in her hands.
In front of you will stand a familiar face of an elven man, a wood elven man with bright orange eyes as well as bright orange hair. This will be Ifrit, the chief of the logging industry, which you can now all see, I believe.
Pull it up. Ah, okay. Yeah, he doesn't look creepy.
He stands there with his arm folded, as he does often. He's quite the no bullshit man and no fucking around. He's quite serious in general term from the dealing you had with him. But he's also quite, let's say, understanding of many situations in general. I tried to check on you at the door earlier, but you were gone. So everything's all right.
In a way, things are now all right. Had a incident with a neighbor. Animal got out.
Oh,
Sighted Orel. It was a bit of a interesting evening.
Darian, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Right. Is everything all right on his end?
Barn's gone.
The whole barn. He looks over as, look, I can still see it standing. I think you're a little bit exaggerating.
A wall of the barn is gone.
Oh, ooh, that's gonna take a hit for his business, I can imagine.
Aye. probably could use some help. We have many loggers.
Well, certainly could be the case, although right now, I wanted to come. It brings me to the reason I wanted to come see you. For I think for a few days, we'll have to take a break from going to the deep wood at the moment. Seems that there's something going on, and it's affecting some of the other worker.
Something going on. Going on how?
It's hard to say, but some of them have awoken quite exhausted already, as if they had no rest. I don't have all the information. It's been quite troubling at the moment, but they speak of a voice within the wood, some sort of whisper and sort, and I wanted to make sure if you, who also work with them, if you had such dealings.
As spoken of earlier, we did have an encounter with Auril. Perhaps could impact the logging industry.
I highly doubt that Oriel will take such, will remain here within the woods. But that could be it. I'll make sure to make it a point when speaking to the speaker. But for the moment, we'll cease action at the moment. Yeah.
Aye. In the meantime, what will workers do?
I'm not quite sure. I'll be quite honest. I expect that within a few days, a few next day, we'll be treating wood, making sure it's ready to ship. The sort of like, but going into the wood will take some time. I'll send some people and make sure to tell Nemzi about it. But right now, I can't allow worker to go in there and risk their life. Jacob already broke a leg from a tree falling on it. It's a mistake no one has done in a while. Something's going on, and I don't feel comfortable about it.
Yes, if it's Jacob, that is a concern. If I know he is careful. Thank you then for caring for the workers.
Well,
but everything will be fine
here. I didn't expect anything otherwise. But I just wanted to make sure in case there was anything. The nights are strange, and there's nothing really much we can do about it right now. If you want tomorrow, come by the shop, and I'll give you a task if need be. I'll find you some work. I know you're a good worker, and I value what you bring.
Thank you. These winters are quite quiet, quite boring.
What are you all talking about? Fucking ice cream, you fucking what? I can hear my Discord exploding.
Yes, my ice cream. I was trying to scoop my ice cream, and my spoon slipped and it squirted in my face.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
And then Meg gave her shit, so I gave Meg shit.
My god.
We're like children. Grown adults married with kids, houses.
Ay.
It's my fault.
I'm so sorry. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Axe, was there anything you wanted to do before Ifrit leave?
Nothing else I can think of.
Very well.
Be safe out there. There is a lot of weird things happening here in these past few days.
That I certainly know. But, well, I've lived outside of Icewindale for quite a while. I think I know how to handle the cold by now, too. But I'll be careful, and you do as well. A good night. Okay, I'll place the scene. So, Aiden,
another
you're Aiden, you're returning home. You have just bought enough food for you as well as your mom and dad. And as you arrive inside your home, the fire is still lit, and you're free to do as you wish from there.
I'll just walk in and be like, I'm back. I got enough food for about a week-ish, maybe a little bit more. And I'll go put most of it in the cupboards and take one of them, and I'll go sit by the fire and start eating it, like cook it and eat it, and like I might go venture off into the woods a little bit tomorrow. My friends were wanting to go see what was out there, just to go for exploration, if that was all right. Just outwards.
As you were cooking the meal, you had seen that also there had been a plate ready for you to use with utensil and so forth, uh, ready to use. And as you mentioned the mention of going outside within the wood, you feel something in the air. Could you please roll me an insight check?
Okay, it takes a second to jump around. Insight. That. Whoa, wait, insight. There it is. 21.
Okay. You can feel for a moment as you sit down onto the fire that your mother is next to you. Sits and you can feel the air being tightened, if you were to speak, tension building from your right, and then you feel the comforting hand of your father lay onto your shoulder, as if suggesting that you should go forth with that idea.
Do that tomorrow, though, when it's warmer. It's freezing out there right now.
You feel the tension that is to your mother loosen. She seemed more appeased.
Yeah, I'll just continue eating and chatting away, not doing much else before heading to bed.
As you do, you eat alone in front of the fireplace, but you know that you are being watched tonight and that you are in good company. And as the veil between life and death pass, you go to bed and rest for the night. And so we shall return to Narita and Imbrana, who right now find themselves in front of Matilda's home.
Matilda! It's me.
Are you inside or?
I knocked on the door, on the front door.
With a little bit of time, you see that Matilda arrive, and she opens the door, and her eyes are emotionless, as per se, just looking at you, and then she gives a sigh as to see that Narita is also there, and she points at her.
Well, don't get mad. Here's the thing. So Merida here, doesn't really have a lot of options to, stay somewhere, and so you do not have to wait on her. You don't even have to wait on me anymore. But I was just wondering if it's okay if she could just stay in the room that I reside in for the night.
Or if you prefer, I can sleep outside.
Oh, don't listen to her. She's a little tired. Thank you. I'm gonna hug her for the first time. Probably the first time I'm hugging her.
You see that she raises her arm, and she almost plays in between you and her, and it's like she lets you hug her for a brief moment, but she does push you slightly afterward.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. All right. Come on in, Merida, to my room.
Okay. Just gonna follow.
You follow within, and Narita, just to recall me, had you lived previously in a home, such as within the town?
Probably not, because
Probably
yeah, I would assume
Yeah.
with what we discussed before, probably never inside a home living.
Yeah, okay. I had been a minute since I checked, but thank you. So, this home is well furnished. Um, there's a few fur all around, a good amount of candle light that are hanging either from the ceiling or just hang from the wall. Um, it's well decorated. There doesn't seem to be that many personal belonging of such, like, for example, portrait. There's a full lack of the few mirror, but there's that. But overall, the home is very well kept in order. It's very pristine, very just orderly.
It is a home. Nice one.
I totally agree. I'm gonna close the door behind us. Well, here. Welcome to my crib. It's not much, but it's been comfortable for the past 2 weeks. And she's going to take off her coat, and set it, probably fold it up somewhere or hang it up somewhere. So, I know you said that you're comfortable sleeping in water. Is that like a necessary thing?
No, sometimes my people will prefer that, but I have become accustomed to sleeping just about anywhere.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Where's the weirdest place you've ever slept?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps, oh, a mud puddle? It was
Look.
nice.
Was it? I heard that mud is like pretty beneficial for the skin, but I didn't know you could actually sleep in something like that.
It was comfortable. I did not complain.
What does the room look like?
It's pretty neutral. You can certainly imagine that it's more of a guest room. there's no decoration of sort. There's a bookshelf, there's a chest, there's a bed. There's a little bit of a bench somewhere, like a long bench at the end of a bed type deal. It's pretty well furnished overall, but again, it lacks the personality of someone being there, perhaps.
I want to. Okay, I'll turn to her and go, well, do you want anything to, like, change into sleepwear, or are you kind of fine with what you got going on right now?
I sleep in this. And she's just gonna gesture to her full winter outside clothes.
That's alright. Is there a fireplace in here?
There would be a small fireplace, yeah, not an extremely large one, but definitely a nice one to keep your personal room quite well heated.
Quick question, Merida. You know me and my weird questions. Do you feel warm when you go near the fire?
I mean, let me think. Is there any reason I would not, Brandon?
Not to my knowledge. No, you would feel the warmth. You're resistant to cold
Cold.
temperature.
Yeah.
Exactly. So your skin and well the part of your scale per se are more yeah, you're a Triton, correct? Yes,
Yeah.
you're not a water, yeah. So your scales are more used to keep you warm in some sort of way, like the property of it, but you can fully feel the heat of like any sources.
Yes?
Oh, that's really cool. Really cool. Well, I'm pretty tired. I can sleep on the floor if you prefer.
I sleep on floor.
No, please. Trust me. I've also slept in some pretty bizarre places. I mean, please. I insist. You deserve to sleep in something better than the ocean or a mud pile. And I'm not gonna let this go. So either we both sleep on the floor or you sleep on the bed.
I never slept in a bed. It's too soft. I sleep on floor.
Well, guess I'll join you. And I will take the blankets from the bed and put them on the floor near the fire. And I assume I probably have sleepwear that I can change into.
You'd have some, yeah.
Yeah, so change into that. And I'll just lay on the floor.
Nerida will lay down next to her, albeit with like a foot or two apart.
Very well.
Yeah, well, okay. She's going to kind of clear her throat a little. Go. It was nice meeting you today. Sorry if it was a bit much. I'm been a little out of sorts for past couple of weeks.
No, it is not your fault. I'm not very good with people. It was nice to meet you as well, I suppose.
Well, I hope you sleep well.
Good night. Or yes.
So, as each of you falls asleep within this cold yet warm night due to all of the fire that you each have lit within your home, room, or such, we are not right now awake. The night will be long, for each of you will dream with some terror. As you close your eyes and you find sleep, each of you please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
Clear.
13.
25!
Nat 20, total 26.
Oh, fuck you.
No one else.
Oh, fuck you.
11. 11.
22.
That's
You
a
need to
5.
banish.
Oh, no.
Kadani away from these dice.
Could you... So, who got below an 18? 1, 2, 3.
I did.
So only Aiden, Darian, did you?
I got a 25.
25. So Darian, Aiden, and Narita. You each pass. So, to you each, you will find yourself within a grotto of sort. Stone walls surrounding you, as the whisper of the wind seep onto the ground. There is this feeling of dampness within. Water falling, droplets. This place is void. It's like a tomb, a cage. There is barely any light beside this frail fragment of stone in front of you. It's a blue gem, some sort of sapphire or the stone of glass, perhaps, of ice. To whisper intangible things at you and you can feel something crawling around, floating. It's everywhere yet nowhere. And then you each awake. You see your surrounding, your eyes are fully awake, yet you cannot move. You feel a great pressure on your chest. Your body feel like stone are being placed onto it. And barely on the corner of your eyes, see something lurking, watching you. The moment feels unending as this figure watch. It moves around as you blink. It changed place. Simply whisper at you. None of you understand. And it is a long and unfortunate night where no rest is found. Everyone who failed either keep or gain an exhaustion level from insomnia.
So would like Ox and Darian keep the exhaustion levels they had earlier, or gain
You would
another
keep
one?
it. You would keep
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
You would keep it. Yeah. For those who passed, you either you don't gain one and you can remove one if you had gained one. So, for example, Michael, you will return to 1 exhaustion level.
I don't like you and your debuff fuckery.
But as the night goes on, each of you, well, some of you, have terrible sleep as you each saw a figure in the night watching over you, this intangible thing creeping, and your eyes kept awake while your body was simply unable to move. The weight of the world crumbling onto it. Intangible whisper, and you each awake onto this new night. But we are a new night. A day has passed, and we begin. And we'll start with Darian, as you awake from this, you are aware, but you don't suffer the effect. You know something was near. At least you believe to.
He closes his eye and mutters a little prayer to his own deity before rolling halfway out of bed and sitting on the edge of it. Looking around the room, rubbing his eyes. And he will begin to walk out of the room before kind of looking back at the bed. And then into the corner where there's a leather case. He'll grab that leather case again like he did the other night and carry out with that blade. And continue about his morning chores. First off on his list, get to work on the barn.
You reach your. Well, I should probably change the music.
It's creepy as fuck.
Well, that's the point. That's the game. It's fun.
Those axe beaks are out to kill you.
As you exit, there are 30
Yes.
You
birds.
exit.
Fuck you.
As you walk into your barn, there are ant in pure winter. No. No. But no, you go outside and the hole within your barn is still there. Surprise. It's gonna take you not long to realize that the damage done onto your barn is gonna take a few days if you were to work alone. And if you were to calculate real fast, you would need at least 40 gold worth of equipment to repair both the fence and also the barn.
Well, let's just go on up. Barn's first priority. We'll worry about the grounds later. He's gonna start counting up gold for just the barn repairs, fence excluded. And he'll probably be doing that by the time Pap starts to wake up.
Perhaps you would wake up and I believe you had failed the check. So you do feel exhausted from this rest. You found no sleep, paralyzed in it.
That's not fun. She'll kind of lay there for a minute and just be like, why? I do want to, when I get up and go to, like, put, everything on, use some of my, incense block. Kind of go around the room, and I want to use Divine Sense.
Okay. Can you? Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I just want to make sure if I need to roll anything. So depends what needs. Okay. Could you roll me a? What would be a good roll for this? Either religion, survival, or arcana with advantage. Did she die?
She might be frozen.
Yeah, she's frozen. No.
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
Y'all are really laggy for me. I hear y'all from his phone, and then I hear from my thing. I'm sorry. You said religion, arcana, or survival?
Yeah, of your choosing and with advantage, whichever is higher.
Ba-da-da-da-da. 22? You just say religion, right?
Religion, survival, or arcana, whichever you have the highest.
Okay.
With advantage.
Right. Religion, and I got 22.
You feel the faint trace that something was indeed there during the night. An undead.
Okay. Oh my. Oh goodness me. Okay. Yeah, putting that chainmail on. I'm gonna go out, pet some, axe beaks on my way out and go out and see if Darian's awake. I'm gonna go help him.
He's in the kitchen
And
counting money,
inform
and his
him.
nose perks up. You mind telling me why your room smells strongly of a perfume?
My friend, that would be incense. Did you happen to leave a door unlocked by chance last night? Or a window?
Front door is always unlocked. The windows don't have
Okay,
one.
we might want to start locking it because I used to sense there was undead here last night at some point, and I slept horribly. So maybe the door needs to be locked from now on, please.
No, that's not possible. The axe
My
beaks would have been frightened if anything came in the door, and the door would be open. Undead aren't exactly known for their manners, are they?
well, not exactly, but and from what I understand, anything can be undead. I don't think undead specifically classifies their intelligence to be low, but um, just food for no. My goddess wouldn't lie. I'm positive of that. I felt it. Did you not? Did you sleep well last night?
I rested. Although I'd have to say, I didn't exactly feel all cozy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what are we doing here?
Well, we're going about a day's work for now. And maybe check up on anyone who was out with the encounter with me last night. We'll do that later. And tonight, maybe we consider reinforcing the house with any anti-fuckery.
I can pray to my goddess and ask for safe passage or safe rest, but I can't guarantee anything.
We'll worry about
Do you
that when
need
the sun sets.
fair? Do you need help with the cost of fixing the barn at all? I don't mind helping.
Fixing the barn alone is gonna be slightly cheaper if I leave the fence out of it for now. Just means these guys will stay a little cramped up, but hey, it's more room than the kitchen as one bumps past him.
She pets one of them.
What I would appreciate, and I'll have to compensate you for, I'll have to find a new coin for the barn anyway, so while I'm at it, I'll find coin for you. But I could use a few extra hands actually putting in the labor.
Well, don't worry about compensating me. You let me sleep here, so I consider it covered. I don't mind helping pay for anything that needs fixing, fence included.
We'll discuss it further later. But for
Sounds
now,
awesome.
let's take a visit into town for budget resources and see what anyone else who saw our favorite goddess slept last night.
Good, yeah.
Alright, pack up. Axe beaks. Knowing you're not allowed in my room. And he starts getting ready to go into town.
She makes one of them like talk like whatever you say.
Very well. Aiden, you awake, and you too, I believe. Did you add an 18 for the?
Yes, I had a 22.
Very well. Okay, so you recall of that night, and situations such as this are not unfamiliar to you in some sort of way. But this night was more than usual. There was something in the air that was wrong, that was beyond your understanding and control. And so you awake with that thought, with the memory of something lurking in your room, watching as you slept.
When he wakes up, he'll sit up in his bed and like look around. Hello? Does anybody answer?
There is no one to answer.
That's odd. Right. And then he'll get up and head into the living room kitchen area where the fireplace is, and he'll just ask, "Good morning. Did you both sleep well? I didn't sleep very well last night."
You hear a wind, very faint, as if a little breach of air somewhere.
Well, that's good to hear.
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. Oh wait, why do I have advantage on this? Oh, never mind. 17, but I have advantage to recall information about Fey, Fiends, or Undead with
You would
investigate.
have advantage.
Okay. 17's better.
Well, throughout your home, you can feel that something. What is Michael reacting about? Fuck you. Oh my god.
It'll be better for you if you just turn my camera off.
I can't. But, Aiden, you look into your home, and there are no foot traces of sorts, but your connection to the spiritual realm, to undead in general, you can sense that there was indeed something that lurked, that is not under your control, not under your eyes, not under your observation. Something slightly more powerful was within this room. And you can see salt that you kept around that seemed to have been topped. Besides that, there are no sort of answer from those you would normally be answered to. Seem as if they are afraid.
I think it's best if we go and do some exploring. Take a breather of fresh air. I feel like this place is starting to weigh down on everyone. That's weird. I'll be back before nightfall, I'm sure. Hopefully, probably. I'm gonna go exploring. And he'll just walk out the door.
Very well. And as you leave, there is still no answer given to you. And we'll meet with Axe. As I believe you have failed your check, correct?
Oh yeah.
So this god fear that you had yesterday remain in you in some sort of way. The exhaustion, the tool of it. But also this paralysis you've been afflicted with through the night. It's vivid. You recall of a smile lurking in the dark, eyes white, with a certain seething rage within.
Bastard. Ox typically doesn't need to sleep super long. But the fact that she didn't get any sleep last night. She sits and debates about taking a few moments to rest. The emptiness of the house seeping into her. She picks up her axes and she heads out the door.
Where would you head?
She is going to head in the direction of where the logging company, lumber yard, that's what it is. Lumber yard is going to be. Check as to what work can be done. She's keeping an eye out on things, but she's just kind of walking.
As you reach for it, as of now, the night is under a natural moon. This is a true, honest night, not that.
Oh, it's
of...
night? I thought it was morning. My bad. I
Well,
thought it
it's
was morning.
It's always night.
Oh, that's true. That's right. My bad.
But it is a true night.
Sorry.
So the moon is out. It is not the veil of Aurora Borealis that lurk in the sky. It is not the spell of Oriel that lurk. It is a true and honest one. And you travel through the town. It doesn't take you too long, and you arrive there at the cabin, the place where Ifrit hold his business and told you to come. On your way, there surprisingly wasn't that many people. You're used to, at that time, see all of the other workers almost seemingly arriving on due time, ready to work. You've seen a few colleagues, but there's a handful missing. Oh, the baby! Hello, baby!
Oh.
Hello, baby! He's destroying my whole spooky vibe. But yes, so you continue and you enter the building where, again, there's only a handful of workers. And Ifrit stand.
No, keep the baby.
Ifrit stand at a desk, seemingly tired also. Much like you, from a first glance, you seem to have had a rough night.
Work. What need done?
Are you saying that to him?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Well, yes, work. I did want it to. There's a few logs of larger tree that are ready to be cut down. I assume you can manage it.
Of course.
Very well. They'll be in the back outside. You're free to do as you wish. Let me know how many you've got down by the end of the day, and I'll pay you for the work you've done. As always, you know the drill.
Get rest. She heads out. She heads back out to go.
Alright.
Go to her week's work.
Well, and from there we will change to our little sleepover. As Narita, you remember the night, the feeling of it, but you do not suffer its effect, unlike Nimbrana, who now is exhausted from your sleep.
Good morning. Are you okay?
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Are you talking about
The shadowy thing that
in
was
the
watching
corner
me
of-
and I couldn't move?
Yes.
What the fuck was that?
Something bad happened yesterday, and I wonder if maybe that has something to do with it.
What do you mean something bad?
Auril, she, I met her, and so did a few others. She was not pleased.
What was that?
You don't know?
Maybe Matilda mentioned it once or twice, but I didn't really... It's not much of a talker, if you can't tell.
She is the Frost Maiden. She is the reason why it is always night. The cause of this blight on the land.
When did that happen?
I'm sorry, how far away are you from?
Oh. Well, I come from my village, which is within the High Forest. And it's really similar to here, but at least over there, it's, has sun. Kind of miss it. And she gets up and stretches and looks out a window. Hopefully there's one here. in this room.
There would be a window. It is a little bit frostbitten, as there's this, coating of frost, singular, over it. It's a little bit hard to see outside, but we can see vague shape of houses.
It has been 2 years. Well, over that.
Did you say 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. Hungry? You hungry?
Oh,
I'm hungry.
no, I go now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure if I can really sneak in another night for you, but, hopefully you can, find something better or something. Safe travels.
Thank you, and do be careful. It is more dangerous here than you might think at first glance.
I think I can handle myself. No worries. Where are you going, by the way?
Woods.
Oh, is that where you live?
Sometimes. I do not have a plan right now. My companion has left me here, so I don't know. I sit in trees and talk to animals.
You talk to animals? That's
Sometimes.
so dope! Oh, that's so cool.
They're good listeners.
Do you ever talk to the trees?
Well, that
That's
would be
my favorite thing
crazy.
to do.
Oh,
Is it?
the
I
trees
didn't-
cannot talk.
well, I guess the ones here don't, I guess.
You talk to trees?
Well, at least the ones near my village do. Sometimes they're better listeners than people. So, yeah.
What are you? I'm sorry if that is not a nice question. Is my I mean to ask what are you?
Well, super hungry. You know what? Let's go and get some food. And why don't you introduce me to your animal friends on the way?
I suppose.
Narita, could you make me a history check?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Um,
19.
You've, as a druid within the circle of Icewindale, you have met a handful of elven people within the land. They occupy most of the region within this vast land of frost and north. Lady Iratil, for example, a moon elf, one of her kind within this region. There are also wood elf, high elf, and many other. Nimbrana, her skin tone, everything about it, the appearance of it, it seems somewhat familiar, but not exactly recognizable. You're unsure of what type of elf she would be.
Okay. Thank you.
food.
Yes, food. We'll go find Hilda and help her out.
As you you leave your bedroom, sorry, you can smell that something is cooking over a small fire, and you do see Matilda, who is well composed. She's still standing as straight as ever. But you see there is a certain tiredness to her movement, a slow pattern of sort, and it's soon after that you arrive within the kitchen that she dropped the spoon from which she was cooking with onto the ground. And she goes to reach for it as she sees you.
Well, Matilda, are you all right?
Did you see it too?
Your dreams? Oh, I guess it's more like nightmares, huh?
You see she seems quite hesitant, but she eventually nods.
Why don't you let me do that? And I go over and try and take the spoon from her. I can manage. Why don't you've taken care of me a lot, and I gotta return the favor somehow, huh?
She still has a hold on the spoon as you try to do it, and she attempts to keep it, but her fingers fails her as she tries. And she goes, sits somewhere within the home, leaving you to the stew.
I help.
Sure. Not too familiar with the cooking space, so but two brains are better than one.
I'm much more used to cooking over fire.
Oh, really? Great! And I hand the spoon to her.
Oh, okay.
I'll go and find silverware, platterware, things to eat on.
Okay. I try not to burn.
That say that it is easily done. Narita, you managed to cook a decent meal from where Matilda had started. And for Nimbrana, you managed to find the silverware that are, well, over the kitchen, managing to place them and readying the table for the three of us.